Friends, first of all, let me thank Sri Keyur Shah. Okay. Let me thank Sri Keyur Shah for inviting me and giving me the privilege of attending this session. I never imagined that I will address as a CFP like this kind of session. But anyway, thanks, sir, coming from all over from Bombay and inviting me as a speaker for the testimonial. Thank you. Now, I am SREENIVAS Rao. I worked in Air Force from 1980 to 2000, and from then on I took the discharge, and ever since I am into this financial field, looking after the life insurance, non-life, and then investment planning, and to some kind of fixed deposits. So in the process, all over for this 13 years, so accompanied with NJ as an education provider. So one day they have conducted this session to promote the CFP. So actually they have brought us into the mutual funds, and then later they have promoted us to take up this profession. So we have taken, before that Bajaj also they approached us to take up this profession, but then I was not really keen on, I was not really confident of it. But later then I decided that I should take CFP profession and we should go through the exam. They have conducted a education session for about 17 people in the NJ, and after that we took the session and I started writing the exams. So almost for 1.5 year we took the education session for all the modules, and then later we have started attending the sessions, and some of them are very serious on that sessions, and some one of the Srinivas, who is known as, he took the seriously, and he took it for 8 months, and 8 months he was at home and he completed the CFP. Looking at him and taking as inspiration, and we also followed him. After that, one by one, almost 2-3 people they have continued and they have completed. Later we two were left, and two in company with one of our colleagues, and I started doing preparation, and somehow or the other, one by one we have completed. But I got so much difficulty in completing 2-3 modules. But later at the final module, after reaching final module after 2 years, I got stuck because there was no companion left. Being at age of 52 years, then I thought there won't be any companion to guide through. But then I started struggling. Almost 2-3 times I made an attempt, and I don't know how Sri Keyur Sir has got my number, and he has followed up with my number. He said that, why don't you take coaching? Then I thought, after spending this much money and this much effort, is it required to go through one more module? Because already I've gone through 2 education providers. One is NJ, the other one is IIJT, which was located in Hyderabad. And then I really did not give a serious thought to it. But after attempting 2-3 times and got failed in the final module, then I thought, I booked for a slot at the 4th attempt. Then I suddenly, it hit to my mind, I'm spending so much money and time apart from taking the career ahead, because I have to continue with my profession also. That cannot get stable because I got a family, and budget is very much required. So then I given a serious thought. After booking a slot, I just immediately phoned up Keyur sir. Sir, this is the situation, can you help me out? Then he said that it's not a problem, because only 10 days precisely left out for me. Only 10 days. And I don't know, 10 days is not a real course to take a daring step on the final module, because the final module is a tricky exam, because it has got so much logical steps. Then I thought, why not to take a call, because he has given me assurance on the previous year that why don't you finish the headache at once. Then I did not give a serious thought, but when I booked the slot, then I approached him. Then he immediately responded. He sent the material and password. After that, he has taken interview from me on the phone, and he has inquired about entire my profile. I told him, sir, there is some fine tuning is required from me. Then I said, no problem. He has given me only one condition: you stop all your business for 10 days. And that was the biggest challenge for me. Stopping 10 days business, it's really, because our general insurance and insurance servicing takes entire time, entire day, every day. The moment we get up, definitely we have to keep planning everything. So that was the real challenge happened, because only 10 days left out and he's giving me a condition that you have to stop your business. How can it go? Then I started thinking, once I booked a slot and I took a commitment, then there is no question that I have to go for it by all means. Then I said, okay sir, no problem. But 8 hours, seriously, every day I was just sitting in my office room, just closing all the rooms, thinking that somebody should not get disturbed. So I was listening to the audio and video. I kept in my book, I started writing the steps. And ultimately I realized that there is one mistake I was doing. That is the list downing the variables and constructive steps. This is where I was going down, because 4 attempts, that is where I was really going down. Then I started practicing it, and on the final day when I went for exam, I just wrote down on the steps on the paper itself. Then I realized somewhere 2-3 answers were not getting matched. Then I suddenly realized that this is where I did the mistake, and I recollected and recouped, and then written down, I got the answers. Then I some sensing was definitely taking into my mind that this time I am going to clear. And fortunately at that particular attempt in the 2013 August 26th, I remember that date, I cleared my exam, and immediately I phoned up sir also. So that was the day I got excited. thanks to Keyur sir. And it was really a challenge at this age. At one stage I was thinking that is it necessary, because after getting failed for almost 3 times, I really given a thought, is it really necessary to continue this exam with at this age? Is it really necessary? But there are friends, there were really well-wishers, there were colleagues, they were behind me, they were giving total real support. They were really encouraging me like anything. Mr. Sagar was there and Mr. Nagaraju was there. He was telling, just forget about the failures. You just keep attempting and see the result and see the joy of excitement on that particular day. That is how he has encouraged. Really thanks to all these people, those have really given me a moral support. Thank you very much. Now, coming to my part, most of the speakers today, all very high-end professionals like CS and Sar is there. So we have to take so much leaps out of him. And I think in my presentation, the points are more or less similar. Maybe 1 or 2 you find different, but I will try to go through this presentation. Sir has given very limited time, 20 minutes. So I'll just go through the presentation, we can see. So journey from CFP aspirant to CFP practitioner. Definitely while I was going through the investment process practice, looking at the looking at the changes, I have thought that I would never become a traditional agent. This is what I have decided. That is why I took up this profession. So I took it as a challenge, so I did it. So after that, I was started sensing my own differences in the language or the approach to the client or whatever it you call it, because it has definitely given me a vocabulary change and the terminology change. There I identified myself with the client, that their way of looking towards me is definitely changed after completing this CFP. So that is what I have gone through the change from a traditional advisor to a financial professional, which prompted me to take this practice, because it takes the care of all the basket of all individual carrier and their aspirations, because it is not only the one product which is carrying, it carries the entire gamut of all products. And also the real value is, now as an agent I used to promote only the small policies, like I started my career with LIC, whereas I used to sell 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakhs at the most. But when I took up that CFP, I built up that kind of confidence. Today I'm bluntly I can say, looking at his income, I can say his value itself. So that is what the confidence I built up. So CFP has given that kind of value, and any product you give it to me, I can immediately assess the value of any person. Let it be medical insurance, let it be life value, let it be anything, because earlier to tell something I used to feel whether you will be able to take or not. But after pursuing this course, definitely I built up that confidence level, that see, the risk is on him. It is his responsibility to take care. So what is the harm if I should say? Because after pursuing this course, definitely I built up that confidence, and I can bluntly say that if a person is drawing 25,000 rupees on an average, you can simply say that 30 lakhs is your value of insurance. That is one point. And second point is, as Sir said, that in a traditional agent always sells the endowment products, but CFP gives a different kind of scenario, because we have to look at the entire gamut of his lifestyle, and within the set of budget you have to give entire the financial planning itself with the various products. So the endowment product will never suit to him for any kind of person, unless he is very highly rich person, and unless he has got a high goals. So there definitely term insurance comes first. Thereafter, all other products like critical care, personal accident. Personal accident is one such thing. It has got a uniform, unique products like weekly compensation, critical care. So like this, there is so much change is happened in me after pursuing this career. Benefits of doing with Keyur sir. It has given me a systematic approach to the preparation of entire examination process with step-by-step analysis, which is certainly useful for anyone and everyone who is aspiring for CFP profession. I hope you will all agree with me, those who have already done CFP profession. And my favorite subjects are retirement and taxation. So retirement is as common because because any product which offers has to be associated with tax efficiency, because people are so much they describe to you, some of the people, they say that they know everything. Now the unique selling point of any financial planning is the tax efficiency. So tax efficiency has to be added with each and every point. There are so many salaried people, they say that my entire ATC bracket is over. So what I will do that? So ultimately, even after ATC bracket also, the saving element will take care of tax efficient products. So that is the only where the unique selling point we can promote. Take care of the money growth by compounding in the longer term. Retirement planning takes care of provision at unproductive age, which can provide passive income at unproductive age of any individual in present day situation. So there is an analysis they have made in the source actually. Out of 100 people, there are 65% of people are in India are still working out even after the age of 60 years of age, or they are dependent on their children. So depending on children at an unproductive age, it's quite embarrassing to any person, any parent. Even if we go to that age, still you will find that. So are dependent on their children to sustain their living standards. Only 4% out of 100 people, only 4% people are rich enough, they are well planned, so they are able to take care of their own income. That means actually you are supposed to, as a financial planner, you are supposed to create a income, you are supposed to create a corpus where you can give a safe retirement plan, because the unproductive age is something like, in case of some people, it can exceed more than their working life. Now I will give one reference. One of the lady who is a teacher, she is promoted to almost the principal stage, and she survived up to 92 years. So I started analyzing. Her work started at 35 years. From 35 to 60 years she worked, whereas she survived up to 92 years. So take the case, 60 to 92, that means 32 years, whereas the working is 35. Almost it is almost equivalent to that life. Suppose what happens if she is not preserved the corpus, or she has not made an income of her own for the next unproductive age. For working people it's okay, because they get the pension plan or pension like thing. But what happens for those who are really not working, they don't have a government source of income or any income which is not supporting in the way of passive income. So that's what we have to look into as a financial professional, financial planning professional. So retirement planning will enable the provision of passive income at unproductive age by taking care of all inflationary aspects. Inflation is one such thing that we have to take care. And second point is actually, suppose if you advocate a person regarding any corpus. Now today morning sir was telling that 3 crores 47 lakhs 43,000 something like. Suppose if you say any person that you have to generate 3 crores 47 lakhs, fair enough, it looks good, 3 crores. But if he is asking to save 47,000 rupees every month, he will say that it is highly impossible. You agree with me, I hope. So that means generally people avoid that. Looking at that budget itself, they will avoid. So what is the next alternate? The alternative is, whatever the budget is there, you have to start with that. Whatever the budget within their limit, you should immediately start. Starting is very much essential part of our process. So you should initiate them to start. Afterwards, the appraisal will automatically take place, and it has to take. That is what the review part comes. So first of all, starting is our primary responsibility, which we must take care of. Hope you will agree with me. Client acquisition and retention. it's feasible and possible to get from every sphere of our routine life. Routine life means anybody and everybody is supposed to go for a financial plan, starting from paper boy to anyone, because in India people are ignorant about saving and planning. Hope you will agree with me. The targeted segments are salaried people, retired segment, HNIs, business people of all spheres. Never hesitate to take referrals from close clientele, those who are excited with our advice and results. Whomever you give a financial plan and those who are satisfied with their the growth part of their saving, you should definitely ask their referrals. You should never hesitate. That is how you get a free referrals, because approaching a customer is quite difficult and convincing, because to sell anything you have to sell yourself first. So selling aspect will take a lot of course of time. The referral part will act as a third party influence. So you will agree with me, third party influence. The best part is, if you want to sell something, you take the reference of somebody, that will make your work easier. So always whoever is satisfied, satisfied customer, you take the reference from those people, so it will make your work easier. So never hesitate to ask any referrals. Excited with our advice and result. To the clients, we need to use the updated technology, delegation and staff effectively. Actually, whenever there is a clientele base, it is expanding, one should have a office, minimum office and a assistant network. That is the basic principle to expand your business setup. So whenever there is a limit, suppose if there are 100 clients, you should go for a assistant. You should have definitely assistant. Otherwise, you won't be able to manage. So always you should have an assistant. With the kind of clientele, if you grow with each 100 clients, you should have one assistant, so that they will support you and you can go for further in the business life. So that is how, and never ever think that the staff are overheads. Staff are supposed to be considered as the investment for the future business. So this is what we must clearly think. Most of the people, what they say, every work and each and every work, suppose people like me, I deal with 4 products, I think that I am not expected to handle all those things, because the servicing part will take lot of time. So obviously servicing part should be delegated to the sub-staff itself. You are not expected to do each and everything. You should only take the clientele meeting and just canvassing, that's it. The servicing part should be delegated to the sub-staff itself. So that is how, for each and every 100 clients, you should have office based, minimum office and then assistants, and assistant should be taken as investments only. That is how we can grow your business and your personality and everything. And you should always use the updated technology. The honesty and integrity of staff is more essential in the process of acquiring clientele and their servicing. And also you can use your staff for cold calling also. Cold calling you can use. That is how we can acquire the clients. Cold calling is a bit difficult task. It is a challenging task. Still you can have a try, because the people who can offer, definitely you can put a separate people for that and make a cold calling on the prospective list. It should be never taken as expenditure, as I told you, no problem. It's a part of investment process in the end. The most challenging aspect in today's environment is the retention apart from acquisition. Keep them always delighted. See, business acquiring is one part, and the most real challenge comes retention. Today the environment is so dynamic, any person go to anywhere. So where if you want to retain any person, you have to keep the customer as like your family friend. So for that, the real secret is keep them delighted. There are so many systems are there to keep them delighted. You have to keep them in touch. Most essential. Keep them always delighted. Customer profile, because there are categories how a customer can become a clientele. Customer is a base point where you have a touch and you just start the business. And clientele is one such person, at least you will have the faith in you always, because he will be ready to take advice from you as a family member or anyone for that matter. So you should reach to that stage where customer should become a clientele. So for that, what you need to do is, you have to keep in touch whatever the way you can. The simple principles are, generally it is always said that a customer is to be contacted on 16 occasions in a year. I think most of the people must be doing this practice, because generally there is a simple logic of calling them on a birthday. Make it as a practice, or make it as a project also, or make it as a routine book. In the morning, whenever you get up, just call them and wish them. And if a person of high profile, high nature, just send them the gift. There is no harm in that. Even if you send a bouquet, they will be damn happier. Because if you keep somebody's happy in the morning, and they will give you that kind of happiness, the entire day will go the delighted way for you. You are trying to put them into delight mode, they will give you a delight in return. You just have a try, just wish them, see the resultant effect of it. I do that, that's why I am telling, I do that on everyday basis. The morning I get up, I go for cycling, I just pick out the diary, see the birthdays, just call them, or if time doesn't permit, I will send a message through WhatsApp. WhatsApp is nowadays easier. So that way I can do it. So one way you are creating a relation, the feeling in between. So that feeling has to be created. Apart from that, the 16 occasions means each and every nowadays archive cards have created so many occasions. As somebody said that 41 occasions. Who is that medical? So like how every festival is occasion, marriage is occasion, childbirth is occasion. Any occasion you can create archive cards, occasions, any occasion you can make it. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Sister's Day, Marriage Day, any day. Only thing you need to allocate the time, most essential part. So if you can maintain that, you can keep the customers happy. They will trust you to that extent, and for sure they are not going to move anywhere. Only thing you should create that kind of environment with all customers, so that they will be delighted and they will only think about you while giving business. Not only giving business, they will only think when somebody also asks for some business, they will try to refer your name, even without asking. Hope you will all agree with me. I think most of them have experienced. It's only something like what you call the brushing of all the things, nothing else. The simple philosophy says that starting from his birthday to all occasions of the family and festivals by sending birthday gifts. Birthday gifts also you can send, because one of the high-end agent I have seen is sending iPhones to his customers. Can anybody think of it? But he gets that kind of response also. He is number one agent all over India, Mr. Venkateshwarlu from Vizag. iPhones to customers. So it's not, I'm not joking. You can cross check with these people. Now depending upon the customer, you can give, there is no problem absolutely. There are people, they conduct the sessions in a hotel, all customers. Suppose accumulate the doctors, they will give a formal invitation, they will offer the dinner, they will give return gifts also. Because you will have a close interaction. So thereby you have got the liberty to ask anything and they will never say no. And always try to give a picture. Picture in the sense, there is a Bagban movie is called. So suppose if you want to give a retirement, you can show that picture. Some people are able to give that picture with words also. They can show their old age itself. So they have got some people who have got a talent to show that skill. If you have got that, you are so much capable enough, you can do that, no problem. Or if you are not in that position, and if you are in a position to spend the money, just show them the bag money movie or whatever the resultant effects. So naturally they will have a realization, and definitely you can pitch your products. But with the intention that, not that today if you invest you want immediate return, no. Just show them the picture, so that they will realize. Some people will immediately respond, some people may be later, some people may be a bit longer. There are categories. Philosophy is learn to give so as to get. Simple. Learn the philosophy of giving first, so that you will get. Thus we can maintain a bonding relation and delighted atmosphere. Keep updating the customer regarding markets with newsletters. This is one way of keeping in touch. But this should be on a regular basis. Regular basis in the sense, it should be at least 45 days once. Every 45 days, your newsletter or any updates must go to customers. Make it as a practice, you are always in touch. With newsletters either in physical or electronic mode or in regular basis. Always if you are able to make a personal interaction, it's quite better. Saving always logical and magical steps to achieve reasonable AUM. This is quite challenging because SR has given 100 crores AUM. 100 crores is, for a common agent, it is quite high. But people like SR is there, Ravindra sir from Dharwad, Davangere, for them we can ask the secret from them at least, how to get 100 crores AUM. Saving always should start from home. Now to suggest any product to anyone, you should have a clear-cut conviction. For that, first of all, if you promote any saving to anyone, the saving should start from home. Start from me first, start from my children, from my wife, and then go to, because whatever the result you see, only that you can have a strong conviction and projection. So saving or anything, first of all, start from you. Because the basic conviction should start from our own experience. Integrity, honesty, and ethical practices are the key to success in building AUM. Hope you will all agree with me. Always try to give a short taste of investments and its growth, and always keep in touch with clientele with ready updates along with servicing aspects. Short taste in the sense, suppose if a person has got, think that if a person is very close to you, very, very close, you think that he has got 5 lakhs in his bank, and you think that at least 5 lakhs is going waste, and you want that at least 5 lakhs should come to mutual fund. Simple logic. Don't ever try that 5 lakhs should be extracted with the intention, and don't converse in that fashion. Just tell them to get at least 10,000, 20,000, put them into this product and show them the difference, what the bank is offering and what your mutual fund is offering or the debt fund is offering. Just show them the taste. Automatically, looking at the difference, people will come to you. Give only those products which suit the customer needs according to the age, purpose of investment, risk appetite, and attitude. So morning somebody was talking about, if a person is of higher age, don't consider only in the terms of higher age. Higher age is one purpose where if he insists upon that he wants only pension or something like that is a purpose. Suppose if a grandfather is thinking about granddaughter, you should only think in terms of long term of granddaughter. So the purpose, it varies. Purpose varies from person to person and investment goals, because he must have got ample amount of money where the purpose of investment is for only granddaughter. So the purpose should be in the longer term for looking at the granddaughters, whatever purpose, study, education or marriage, whatever it is. So like how we should analyze. In simple terms, don't offer chocolate instead of a coffee to child. On the humor side, Hema Mali is somebody, Tamanna is for somebody. You cannot offer Hema Mali to a youngster and Tamanna to a old age person. So it entirely different. So look at that angle first. So always the purpose must meet its need. The investments of two investors of same age are never assumed to be the same, and the risk appetite and purpose may vary. So these again same. Never ignore debt products. Generally, time and again we are taught that equity products are offered more returns in the terms of long-term philosophy. But at the same time, we should not ignore debt products also. Hope you will agree with me, sir. So debt products also we should contain our own AUM. So never ever ignore debt products. Debt products are equally important to put it into our basket and also show them the returns. But only thing you have got to be a bit careful. Looking at the present scenario of 3 years taxation rule, debt products have to be offered looking at the tax bracket of the people, higher tax bracket. Our sole purpose of acquiring investment should be in the best interest of customer, ever and always should be in the best interest of customer and customer alone. This clearly denotes that when you go to a customer, don't think that if he is ready to give 10 lakhs and his mode of thinking is the nominal rate of return, means like 8% or 7%, you never think of giving him 15% return, thinking that at least you will get more commission. So you are always, the purpose of investment and their goal should be always in the interest of customer only. The very, very vital important point. No matter if you don't get lesser amount, doesn't matter. But always it should be at the interest of customer only. It should never be focused on our returns. Equity products are expected to yield high returns in the longer term, but debt products are also should be part of portfolio, and according to the customer we can still use various strategies with the consent of clientele with efficient tax returns. As the investment pattern always should have a specific purpose and goal, it should clearly demarcate by the clientele. Because suppose if a customer is thinking, is very specific on our investment into that product only and is convinced with that, only try to invest into that only. You don't try to pester him into separate product unless he is convinced. As the investment pattern always should have a specific purpose and goal, it should clearly demarcated by the clientele. At any point of time, corpus should not be disturbed its specified, should not be disturbed by its the specific goal. Because whatever the corpus it should make, it should not disturb the goal actually. How to set up successful fee-based practice? Now here our challenge comes actually, because in India people are not that accustomed to, rather we are not elevated to that level where you can demand fees. But fee structure in Europe and other countries, they give weightage to professionals, but in India we are not reached that stage where some cities like Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi, these are the business capitals where the high net worth individuals are there, you can demand the fees. The cities like B grade cities, like even Hyderabad also, the environment has to come up, means the level of thinking still has to come up. So for that, as a CFP practitioner or any advisor or IFA, you need to elevate your level of subject levels or whatever you call. Subject wise you should be very strong enough, because unless a customer is so wise today, unless you give them the benefit, they are not ready to part out their payment in the form of fees. So for that, a CFP is said to be a financial doctor. Hope you will all agree with me, because the strategy of thinking definitely will vary from a normal traditional advisor. That is why we are pursuing this profession. So to be a doctor or to be a high professional, you have to update everything. You have to be able to convince any product to any person. So you have to reach that level so as to convince a person. Then only you can demand a fees. Or else you have to show that difference. So morning somebody was telling that now as a professional, if you invest into a different kind of product, that product should fetch that difference so that the customer will be obliged to give any kind of fee whatever you ask. So that is what our role plays here. Suppose instead of 30 lakhs generation, if you can generate 2.5 crores, obviously you will never object to give a fees. So for that you should have clear-cut conviction. You should be able to give a different kind of strategic products so that they will give good returns. Then only you can demand the fees. Like a doctor, this profession gives a lot of challenges like updation of knowledge on day-to-day basis and elevation to the highly professional standards and dedicated practice, which all leads to the only sole aim of the benefit of the customer base. The fee structure varies from individual, their goals and their plan, comprehensive or individual goal. As a professional, you have got everything to charge the fees, provided the sale of products are promoted by the different advisors. This is one such vital point. Now as a CFP practitioner, now most of the CFP practitioners they are distributors also. Like I have got my own code. So now the CFP practitioner is supposed to only advise. Suppose if you want to charge the fees, you are not expected to give any distribution of products. You can give distribution of products through another name, not on your name. So this distinction you must understand very clearly, so that tomorrow some repercussion should not happen. Because as a CFP, if you write a plan and there is a very clear-cut letter of engagement will be there. So if you quote planner, if you quote advisor, you are not supposed to distribute the product. There has to be separate name. Although the customer may vest the confidence in you, but still you are not supposed to distribute the product on your name once you advise as a product. So just keep it in mind if you want to charge the fees. As a professional, you have got every right to charge the fees provided the sale of products are promoted by the different advisors. Never ever promote a product with the intention of getting higher remuneration from advisors in the process of advocating customers. So this is one such point. Our aim should be only the advice base and advice alone in the best interest of clientele. All advisors must and should accompany the disclaimer at the end. So this is very vital point. This disclaimer is very vital part of a financial planner. So this must be very clearly should be delivered to the customer. And that's it. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity.
Thing you have to ask the fee. Until we don't ask the fee to the client, how can client will basically return or maybe give the fee? So first and foremost is to ask the fee, and then second is the show the value. Okay, how you are providing the valuation starting from saving expense to generating the alpha or gamma return. Okay. Now second part is about the compliance. So please understand, SEBI has introduced one guideline. It is known as the SEBI RIA regulation, Registered Investment Advisor Regulation. It says that you should have a separate identity of the investment advisor. So you have a separate identity of registered investment advisor and separate identity for the distributor. But this is applicable on the individual category, because individual category you can't have two things. But if someone has a corporate identity, private limited, one hand they are charging the fee, one hand they are earning the fee. But in individual cases, you have to have a separate name. So they don't say that you don't do it. But suppose if you are a CFP practitioner, then code must be name of the another person. Okay, it should not be in your person. If you are a full-time distributor and you need a RIA, maybe from your professional RIA you can recruit, or maybe from your family also you can do it. So I am very happy. Thank you for coming and sharing your valuable insight. So thank you very much, sir.
If you have got any questions, you can ask, please.
Yeah, one or two quick questions, if any. I'm sure that they have got you.
Sir, here.